All right, guys, welcome back to Patriot First Audits. Boy, do we have a doozy today. So, early Monday morning, there was a sudden crash at a bar in South St. Louis that was a police SUV crashing into the business. Upon this happening, the bar owners that live above the bar, in what you'll see here, just down the street near where that green light is, rush downstairs to see what's happening because there was a loud boom. And these officers jump out of the vehicle that crashed into their place of business and arrest them and charges them with a felony. I am not even joking. You cannot make this up. Let's go ahead and watch this first video. This video was released by the attorney. So the attorney of one of the owners of the place of business, attorney released this video, which is footage from the street. So just to put in context here, the officer originally stated that he swerved to avoid a dog that ran across the street. Let's watch this video really quickly. As you see, it happened on December 18th. It looks like 12:30 a.m. in St. Louis. The speed limit on this street that I looked up is 35 miles per hour. Does it look like this officer is going 35 miles an hour right here? Look at the rate of speed. You can see right here he swerves to avoid this parked car on the side of the road. So originally he said he swerved to avoid a dog. Then he stated he swerved to avoid the parked car on the side of the road. He swerved to avoid this. He was nowhere near the vehicle. I know there's something else that affects your judgment in this way. It's often when you're under the influence, you may overcorrect a vehicle in this manner. I would judge by this video, it's a little bit hard to tell, but maybe somewhere around 60, 70 miles an hour. Definitely 60 miles an hour. Boom, right into the business. So immediately following this, the owners run downstairs, the officers jump out of the car. One of the owners starts yelling obscenities because a car just crashed into your business, right? Rightfully so. The officers immediately jump out and ask for their ID. So first they crash into their business, then they immediately attempt to violate their Fourth Amendment right. Let's watch a quick video of one of the owners. At the point in this other interview was taken, the other owner was still in jail because he was charged with a felony.
It was an immediate, I got to get there now. There is something I can do.
Zach Gandy says the employees of Bar PM called him early Monday morning to tell him the news. He brought both tools and volunteers.
Right now, we're just literally getting things back to where they can open again.
Gandy says his organization, the Rudis Leather Society, calls the bar a safe space. Police say around 12:30 a.m., an officer was heading too close to a parked car and tried to correct himself but lost control of the cruiser, crashing into Bar PM. Chad Morris and James Pence are the married co-owners of the bar who live above it. Police say one of the owners came outside and cursed at officers. When another officer tried to calm things down, police say Morris shoved the officer in the chest.
I jumped up thinking it was an accident with the vehicle. And then I seen it, and it was a St. Louis City Police Department vehicle in the front of our building.
Pence tells a different story. He says he was put into handcuffs first for refusing to give his ID. After that, Pence says the police officers made a homophobic remark to his husband.
Came out. My husband came out as well. There was one cop that made a very homophobic remark. My husband did put his hand on a cop out of defense because they had already put me in handcuffs for coming out wanting to know what's going on. I was told I had to ID.
Now, I mean, at this point, obviously the adrenaline was at very high levels. Both for these officers and these business owners, they don't know what's going on. All they knew was that an officer's car is crashing their building. These cops jump out and they immediately start shouting orders at these individuals, at these business owners that the cops crashed into. So I'm not surprised that people are acting on emotions and rashly, but then to arrest this individual, his husband, for a felony assault on an officer because he just happened to run over and try to help his husband that was getting cuffs slapped on him for no reason other than these officers crashed into the building. I think at minimum what the right course of action here is for the city of St. Louis is to just say, hey, look, we made a mistake. We're dropping all the charges. Nobody was hurt, thank goodness. Thankfully, nobody was killed by these officers running in the front of this building.
Or shut up.
During a Monday press conference, Mayor Tashara Jones commented on the crash.
Well, that's still under investigation, and as soon as I have more information, we'll be able to get that information to you as well.
Gandy says helping is the least he can do.
Anytime somebody is in trouble and you know you can help them, you want to do everything in your power to get them back up and running immediately. That's just what this community does.
Just remember, speed limit, 35 miles an hour. So by my count, these officers lied to a judge in the reason in which they crashed. They were most likely under the influence of something. They were speeding. I'm sure some of these businesses here are apartments, are homes. Did violate the Fourth Amendment rights of two individuals. There's rights violations right there. I mean, I guess I could see that they were maybe texting and they looked up at the last second, but then why were you driving 70 miles an hour down a small road like this where somebody could have walked out in front of the vehicle and gotten struck? Thank goodness nobody was hurt or even worse, killed in this situation. So this was just such a wacky story that I had to pull together a couple clips. I've already submitted some public records requests to the city of St. Louis. I'm assuming they're going to deny those, saying that this is an open investigation, but I'll continue to try to submit. I heard other reports that these officers were parole officers, so maybe they didn't have body cams on. I sure hope they do, and these body cams footage doesn't go missing for some reason. So hopefully we get the body cam footage and make sure that the city does the right thing in this place right here, because this is just a crazy, wacky story with strangeness written all over it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video, and be sure to give you updates on this very weird situation.